What's going on, everybody? Today we will be discussing the controller side of Fortnite and whether you should be using linear or exponential, and maybe this video can clear up why a lot of pro players made the switch to linear. So first off, let's start with the main reason most people switch to linear from exponential: the building. You can build on both, and there are pros that build great on both, but there is a reason that somewhere near 3/4 of pro players use linear. This is because linear mimics a mouse where there isn't any aim acceleration. This allows for smoother edits and building, just like you see with the mouse and keyboard. Exponential essentially gets exponentially faster the further you move the stick from center. This makes it hard to make quick flicks, to place building pieces, or edit quickly to get out of bad situations. Personally, I used to play on exponential, which is what every other shooter game uses, so you can definitely say I was comfortable on it. But I did notice a ceiling with my editing. I was able to build decently, but my editing was not very consistent. When I moved over to linear, although I was bad at first, I did learn over time to be better with my edits. I became much more consistent due to the stick movement being relatively the same, no matter how far you moved it in a certain direction. My building improved as well due to this. I was able to flick building pieces into place consistently, and it really did feel similar to building on a mouse and keyboard. Now secondly, how do both of these affect your aim? As I mentioned before, there is a reason that every shooter game uses exponential type stick movement. Exponential is far better for tracking and making micro adjustments to your aim. I'm sure you can understand how that type of aim can help with games like Call of Duty or Apex. Linear is pretty much the exact opposite in this department. It is good for big movement such as flicks and mostly close range combat. This of course makes it harder to micro adjust your aim when you are shooting from a distance. It is worth noting that just because one of these is better at something does not mean it is impossible to do on the other. It is entirely possible to get better at aiming on linear and be good at long range fights. And it is entirely possible to hit flick shots on exponential. It is just harder to do consistently. Now, although exponential is generally better for aiming, it does come down more to your playstyle. If you like to take fights from a distance with ARs or snipers, then exponential is probably going to be the one that you're going to feel more comfortable with. If you usually like to run into people's boxes and mostly find yourself up close and personal with a shotgun or SMG, then you will probably get more comfortable with linear in the long run. For me personally, if I was playing any other shooter where building was not involved, then I would choose exponential all day for my aim. But due to building and flick shots being a huge part of this game, I do believe that linear is the better input despite the recent wave of players going back to exponential due to the charged shotgun being added to the game and the pump being taken out. The more you practice it, the better you will become at aiming with linear. If you have never used linear before, give it a week or two, and more than likely, you will experience a higher quality of your building and editing. If you want to see for yourself how good either one of these inputs can be, check out Unknown Army and Wavy Jacob on the exponential side, and Scoped and Innocence on the linear side. There are plenty of players that use both, but these 4 players are a good place to start. Again, just to wrap it up, linear essentially is better for your building and editing, and exponential is better for your aiming. So it all depends on which one you value more. Personally, I value building and editing more because I can use linear for close range combat like shotguns and SMGs, and my editing and building becomes smoother. So linear is the winner for me. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to let me know which one you like better in the comment section down below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with a buddy. Hope you all have a great day.